Hi guys, welcome back. So today I have a New Year's Eve tutorial for you. This look is very glam and intense, so I hope you love it as much as I do. I hope you have had an amazing Christmas and I wish you all the best for the new year. Now let's jump straight into the tutorial. So I've already filled in my eyebrows using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in Ebony and the brow pomade in Ebony as well. I just used the brow wiz through all of my brow and then just used the pomade on the tail of my brow just to make it stand out a little bit more and make it a little bit more defined. So to prime my eyes, I'm just using my MAC PREP+PRIME 24-hour Extend Eye Base, and it has this really nice fancy packaging. You only need the tiniest amount of this, as a little goes a long way. To set that eye primer in place, I'm going to be taking my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. To apply that, I'm going to be taking my Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer Brush. I'm just taking that up to my brow bone. Can we just take a moment to appreciate my new Z palette? So the first shade that I'm going to be taking is Peach Smoothie, as always. As you'll be able to tell, I've hit pan on this as I use this all the time as a transition shade. So I'm just focusing this in my crease and slightly above, as all the other shadows we apply will blend into this shadow and it will help them transition and blend seamlessly. Just taking this quite high up, as we are using obviously darker colours, so we want the transition shade to be nice and light. So that's our transition shade applied. As you can see, I've taken that quite high up into this inner corner here. The next shadow that I'm going to be applying is Red Brick by MAC. Again, I'm just focusing this in my crease and just keeping it on the outer part of my eye first. I'm slowly almost winging this out and slowly taking that into the crease. I'm not taking that into the inner corner just yet, as I want to keep this quite blank here for now. As you can see, I just keep building up that colour intensity until it's the intensity that I want it to be. So I want this to be quite bright, as I want the black to really transition into this shadow and the next shadow that we're going to be applying. It looks very intense and scary to start with, but once you start to build up the shadows, then it will look honestly really good in the end and you'll love the end result. Okay, so I found it easier to take the shadow out of the palette just to show you for now. So the next shadow that I'm going to be applying to help that orange sort of calm it down a little bit and make it look a little bit more wearable, I'm going to be taking Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear. There's the name there. And it's just a very sort of neutral brown. There's a little bit of warmth in there, but it's a very sort of neutral brown. Again, I'm just applying it on the same brush and I'm just, again, focusing it on the outer part of my eye first. Slowly winging that out a little bit and slowly taking that into the outer crease. And I'm just focusing it here for now. I don't want to take it in too far at the moment. I just want to focus all the darker colours on the outer part of the eye for now, as I don't want the inner corner part of my eye to get too messy, as we are going to be using the black later on. So this is how the eye's looking now that we've applied the darker shadow. Just going to deepen it up a little bit more. Okay, so the next shadow I'm going to be applying is Makeup Geek's Americano, and this is a darker brown. I'd say this is more of a sort of cool tone brown. So I'm just taking this shadow on a MAC 217 blending brush. It's literally exactly the same as the Zoeva brush that I was using, but I just needed a clean brush, so I've just gone for this one. So I'm just taking this on a clean brush, as I want the darker shadows like this shadow to be applied on a different brush, as I don't want everything to get too sort of muddy and harsh. So I'm just applying this again where we applied the other shadows, but I'm keeping this very sort of low. And if you find that you get a little bit messy, then just take a little bit of Peach Smoothie, the shadow that we started with, and just apply that lightly on top just to help blend away the harsh lines. Okay, so for our base, I'm going to be using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Black Bean, and I'm just applying this all over my eyelid, as we don't want it to look like have any random gaps or be able to see any of my skin colour through the black. I'm just taking a Real Techniques Deluxe crease brush to blend that out. So I'm just blending the edges. As you can see, I've taken that a little bit lower than my crease, as obviously when we're blending out, it will take it up quite a little bit higher anyway. And just keep adding more until it's the intensity that you want it to be. The reason we apply a black base is just as you're using like a black pigment or black glitter, you just want it to stand out a little bit more. And if you weren't to apply a base, then you'd probably be able to see like little parts of your skin through the glitter, so it wouldn't look as effective. It can get quite messy quite easily though, so just take your time. As you can see, this looks a right mess at the moment, but once we finish, then it will look fine. When I take it into the inner corner of my eye, I'm just being very careful not to take it too far in. As you can see, I've like left a gap here, just so there's enough space to be able to blend that out without like making it look too messy. I'm just taking a smaller eyeshadow brush to get right in there, just to blend that. Okay, so once you've blended that all in and it looks a right mess, now what you want to do is take a black eyeshadow. Now I'm taking Blackout from the Naked 2 palette, as this is the best black eyeshadow I've ever used and it's the most pigmented. So I'm just taking that. You can take whatever black eyeshadow you wish. So I'm just packing that on that black base just to set it in place and make sure it doesn't budge or crease or move around throughout the day or night, whenever you want to wear this look. And this will also help that it doesn't transfer up into your crease. I'm just taking my original brush from earlier with the darker shadow on and just blending the edges, just so it doesn't look so harsh. Okay, so now your eye's looking like this and a bit of a mess. You just want to take some more of Americano on that same MAC 217, and you just want to focus that on the outer part of your eye, in the outer crease, like so. And then you just want to drag that and blend it almost in towards that black. And this will just help blend all the colours together. And as you'll be able to see, I'm just dragging that Americano right down to the edge of my eye. Then you want to take your Zoeva brush from the beginning and just take a little bit of red brick and just focus that on the inner corner. Now what I'm going to be doing is applying Corrupt from Makeup Geek, and this is a matte black shadow, just like Blackout from the Naked 2 palette, but this isn't as pigmented. So what I'm going to be doing with this is just applying it on my MAC 217, and I'm just again repeating the same step from earlier, but I'm just taking this on the outer part of my eye, right at the end of my eye, just slowly blending that into that Blackout on the lid, and slightly blending upwards where we applied Americano. And I'm just switching it up between Americano and Corrupt, and I just keep blending and blending until your eyes should look a little something like this. Now this does look very messy, but we're going to clean it up, so don't panic. I'm now just taking a little bit of Cocoa Bear on my brush and just blending out any harsh lines and just blending. And this does look really super intense and crazy, but we're going to clean that up in just a little second. But now what I'm going to be doing is applying some glitter. Right, so before we clean up all of this mess, I'm just going to be applying the Collection Glam Crystals Dazzling Gel Liner. And this is in the shade number 4 Hustle. And I'm just applying this onto my lid. And this is actually really easy to apply as well. For the outer part of my eye, I'm going to be taking this Barry M Dazzle Dust, and this is in number 98, and I think this is called Petrol Black. And as you'll be able to see, it sort of looks almost purple. I don't know if the camera is picking that up at all. And I just want to focus this on the outer part to start off with. So I'm just pressing that on that glitter. Then I'm just going to blend around the edges just to blend it in. And it gives almost a nice sort of gradient glitter. So the glitter in the inner corner is really intense, and then on the outer corner it's a little bit sort of darker and it almost looks blue, which I think looks really cool. Now what I'm going to do is clean this mess up, and I will be right back. As you'll be able to see, I've cleaned up the eyeshadow, and to achieve this, all you need to do is get a baby wipe and literally drag it upwards, and it will create a really nice crisp line and clean up your eyeshadow really nicely. And that's how I got this really nice crisp line. You'll be able to see that also in my wing liner tutorial that I've done recently. I'll leave it in the description box down below, so you can go check that out. If you don't know what I mean with the baby wipe technique, then it will be in that video. So now what I'm going to do is just apply a little bit of eyeliner. This is honestly just so it will help me apply my false lashes a little bit easier. That way they won't just be sliding around on the glitter. I'm not going to be applying a wing today, as I want this look to be very sort of easy for everyone to do, and I know that wing liner isn't the easiest thing to do. I really wanted to show you a way of having a really nice crisp line with eyeshadow instead of applying a wing like I usually do. So this is how you get this end result, is with a face wipe. So the eyeliner that I'm going to be applying is the INGLOT eyeliner gel, and this is in number 77, and this is just the black one. And I'm just going to be applying that with a Zoeva 317 wing liner brush. So I'm just focusing that at my lash line. To highlight my brow bone, I'm going to be taking Makeup Geek's Shimmer, and I'm going to be applying that using a Real Techniques accent brush. So just right underneath the brow. To make the brow bone pop just a little bit more, I'm going to be taking MAC's Vanilla Pigment, as I want it to stand out quite a bit, as it is New Year and just want everything to look really over the top and dramatic. For lashes today, I'm going to be applying the ELDORA C188. And as you'll be able to tell, they're very dramatic and very full. They fan out towards the end, which is what I really like about them. And I think they really complement this eye look. So I'm just going to be prepping my own lashes first with a little bit of mascara. The mascara that I'm using is the Maybelline The Falsies. As you'll be able to tell, they're really nice and dramatic. Obviously, you don't have to go this dramatic if you don't want to. This is just what I like, so... Okay, so to start the concealing around my eyes, I'm just going to start with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles Concealer. And this is in the shade Neutralizer. I'm just starting off with this first, as this really helps brighten up underneath the eyes, and I want them to be really, really light underneath there, especially when you've got such dark heavy eye makeup on. I think it just looks really nice when you've got a really nice highlighted under eye. I'm just going to blend that in with my beauty blender. And by the way, I had the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation on, for anyone wondering. I'll leave my shade in the description box down below. Now, to make it even lighter underneath my eyes, I'm going to be taking my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I'm just focusing this around my nose, just in the sort of inner part around my eyes. And this is in the shade Light Warm, and this is a lot of concealer, but all of these concealers that I'm using are really lightweight, so, and obviously you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Okay, so the last concealer that I'm going to be applying is my new favourite, which is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I picked this up in Sephora when I was in America, and I absolutely love it. Mine is in the shade Vanilla, just in case you're wondering, and I'm just focusing this around the centre part of my eye and applying this right near the edge of that eyeshadow, as I want it to be really nice and crisp and neat. As you can see, that NARS concealer makes such a difference. I always used to think that the Urban Decay one was really good, but I honestly think that the NARS one is even more brightening. Okay, so I decided to do my cream contouring off camera, as you've seen me do it plenty of times now. And to cream contour, I just used my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Toast. Now what I'm going to be doing is baking my concealer, and I'm just using my Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. And I'm just going to focus this underneath my eyes. Okay, so going back to the eyes, I'm just going to apply a little bit of liner to my waterline. So I'm just taking my INGLOT gel liner once again. Now that's applied to my waterline, I'm just going to blend that a little bit using Cocoa Bear, which is this one here, and Americano by Makeup Geek. So I'm just starting off with Cocoa Bear, running that along my lash line. And then I'm just going in with Americano just to deepen that up. I'm then just taking a little bit of Corrupt by Makeup Geek, which is the matte black. I'm just running that on the outer part of my lower lash line, just to make it look all smoky. I'm now just applying a little bit of mascara to my lower lashes. To highlight my inner corner of my eye, I'm just taking Shimmer from earlier that we used on the brow bone, and I'm just applying that in the inner corner of my eye. I'm then just taking a little bit of MAC's Vanilla Pigment on top of that, just to intensify it, just like what we done with the brow bone highlight. And that's the eyes done. Now to bronze the skin, I'm taking my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Sun Power, and this is a lot darker than Give Me Sun, so it's very orange, so be very light-handed when applying this. to contour my face, I'm taking my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion Bronzer, and mine is in 30M, so the darkest one. I got the darkest one because apparently it's not that pigmented, which in a way is good because you can build it up. For blusher, I'm taking my Clinique Cheek Pop Blush Pop in number 8 Melon Pop, and this is just a really pretty flush of colour. It's really subtle, so it's really nice with this makeup look, as the eyes are quite heavy anyway. For highlighter, I'm going to be taking the Laura Geller Gilded Honey. This is what it looks like. I'm taking that on an e.l.f. blush brush. So for the first lip option, I went for a peachy nude with a little bit of gloss. So I applied Kat Von D's liquid lipstick in Noble with Anastasia Beverly Hills Undressed Lip Gloss on top. I absolutely love the combination of these two together and think it looks super pretty with this eye look. I absolutely love the nude lips with this look. If you're not too keen on wearing a bold lip, then this will be perfect for you, as the main focus is on the eyes. The last lip option I have is a bright orangey red. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills Electric Coral. I'm in love with this lip colour. I just think this looks so glam and intense and perfect for New Year's Eve. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you have an amazing new year and remember to stay safe. Love you. Take care. Bye.